This story is actually so insane that I wanted to dedicate it to its own video. Earlier today, perhaps the last video you watched, was on a terrible, terrible accident in India, in Air India, where a passenger jet appeared to have some pilot error, and basically everybody was carrying 240 people. Initial reports were that there were no survivors. If there can be a silver lining, because 239 people all lost, 241 people, sorry, other families, are grieving today. People from all around the world, 60 from the UK, some from Australia, I think, some from, all around the world were on this flight to the UK. And somehow, some absolute mad lad jumped out of the plane while it was still in the air and survived. He jumped out. He was sitting in an exit row, 11A. Actually, I can't be sure that this is an exit row, to be honest with you. Miracle escape of 11A as British survivor walks away from Air India crash on local TV after police said they feared all 244 had perished. Here he is. Now you might be thinking, is this real? Yes, it is real, and we have the provenance. Now they call him British. He doesn't really look British to me, but anyway. A British father miraculously survived Air India plane disaster, believed to have claimed the lives of hundreds of people. Vishwash Kumar Ramesh, well, that's as British as, what do you guys eat there? Fish and chips? Spoke from the safety of his hospital bed after escaping from the fallen Gatwick-bound flight 171. The passenger, who was in seat 11A when the plane came down in a residential area, recalled 30 seconds after takeoff, there was a loud noise, and then the plane crash. It all happened so quickly. Now, I don't know. There are conflicting reports here. When I got up, there were bodies all around me, he told the media. I was scared. I stood up and ran. I believe you. I believe you. There were pieces of the plane all around me. Someone grabbed a hold of me and put me in an ambulance and brought me to the hospital. Astonishing footage showed the passenger simply walking away from the scene with some visible injuries. Binwash was returning home to London after visiting family, sustained injuries to his chest, eyes, and feet, he told the Hindustan Times. On the ground, police say they had discovered another survivor in the hospital hit by the plane. I figured that there would be some collateral damage on the ground here because, this was a big explosion, right? The regional police chief said some locals would have also passed away, given that the plane smashed down in an office building and accommodation for doctors close to the hospitals. So far, rescue teams, supported by the military, have recovered 204 bodies with casualties from the plane and the surrounding area from the crash. The passengers include 159 Indian nationals, 53 British, 7 Portuguese, and 1 Canadian. 11 of those on board were children, including 2 newborns. Aviation experts say that Flight 171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, may have, quote, suddenly lost power at the most critical phase of the flight. It didn't look like that to me. It looked like it's, I guess it technically did lose power, but it looked like a stall to me. Aviation experts say that it may have suddenly lost power. The possible cause believed to be a rapid change in wind or a bird strike leading to a double engine stall. It was absolutely positively not a bird strike. And I also don't believe that it was a rapid change in wind. I believe that the flaps were at level 1 when they should have been at level 5. And I believe that this was pilot error. We'll see what, I don't know if they have an NTSB in India. But that's what it looks like to me. There was no explosion sound on the video that was filmed very close to where the plane crashed. There's people boarding different flight, just sitting there grabbing their coffee, like, oh, a plane crashed. Oh, okay, that's odd. Look at this. Yeah, they're like, oh, let's just go on to our flight. I guess, what do you do? So here's a seat 11A. It doesn't, I don't know if this is an exit row actually. It appears like 7A is an exit row, although on a Dreamliner, there's probably several. What's interesting is there appears to be no survivors. I'm wondering, it seems like, it appears Ramesh was seated in 11A as the sole survivor. The plane must have been at least 50 or 60 meters high before it crashed. His estimated speed was 300 kilometers an hour. Even if you escape by jumping at this speed and height, you would not be able to get away from the scene walking like that. So people don't believe it. Always book a seat next to the door. Yeah, I mean, here is okay, 11A. This shows that it was an exit row. Isn't there a movie about a guy walking away from a plane wreck? Yeah, I mean, we need to see if this guy's unbreakable. What's his name? The guy who's always has his twists and he's always in his movies. I don't know. This is crazy. The passenger allegedly jumped out of the plane to survive. What is the probability if you jump off a plane seconds upon ascending? Seat 11A just became the most overpaid for seat in the skies. God clearly had a plan for Ramesh. Miracles still happen. I mean, he survived with barely a scratch. Is it possible that this guy ended up being, is he faking the guy? He picked up a ticket and someone's plane seat and said it was him? I doubt it. But people are saying, why do I doubt this? He was someone injured by the plane, not on the plane. 11A. I mean, it's possible. Miracles happen. I feel like when I was a kid, there was a plane crash that I guess somebody survived because they had one of those foam cheese heads that the Packers fans, Green Bay Packers football team fans wear. I don't know. The Bollywood reboot of Unbreakable. I mean, the fact that he apparently jumped, I don't know. How low to the ground did he jump? And he would still have been traveling at a crazy high speed. I don't know. To me, by the way, these people, were on the flight. Just minutes before the plane, 2 UK nationals recorded a video smiling, unaware what lay ahead. They had passed away on that flight. Miracles do happen, I suppose. Here's why 11A is on the 77. It's notable. Notably, it's a first-class seat, which has been shown in previous crashes to have a higher survival rate, as he had seats more towards the front, but not too close to the front in crashes like in front of the building into a building. I was hearing that this was the layout seat. Here's 11A. I mean, I don't know if he really jumped or not. That's what people are saying. Even if he didn't, like literally, even if he didn't, it's still an incredible miracle. It's weird. I mean, here's his ticket. Seat 11A. Now, this is him. Confirmed miraculous. He recalls a loud boom. He stood up and walked out, got his plans. I mean, if he jumped at 300 miles an hour and survived, I don't know what he landed in or on, but he literally just walks away from it. He had a 0.0000001% chance of survival. There are a plethora of articles on the internet on why a seat 11A is absolutely the worst seat to book on a flight. Ironically, the sole survivor on today's plane crash was 11A. Reasons why travelers are avoiding 11A when booking a flight. Why is 11A Europe's most hated airline seat? Little known why you should avoid 11A, and this guy took 11A or was assigned it and survived. I don't know if I can confirm just yet that he jumped, but that's what early reports say. Here he says, India Today, local reporting says, the sole survivor of Air India crash escaped by jumping from the plane. He was on seat 11A. I mean, I guess that's what I would probably do. Knowing that, you have 0%, you have 0.0% chance of surviving it when it, hits the ground and bursts into flames. So the fact that, I mean, even if it's a 0.00001% chance, I'm taking it. I don't know how much time you had to think about that. You know, you get up, you unbuckle your seat, you jump. It is crazy. I don't think I would go out of my way to book 11A. I'm not sure all the people memeing about it understand what it takes to jump from a plane going 300 kilometers an hour, 50 feet off the ground, 20 feet off the ground, even 5 feet off the ground. You probably aren't surviving that without, major injuries. Imagine jumping out of a car at 300 kilometers an hour. It's already pretty crazy. There's a lot of people that say, it's are skeptic, but I mean, this is him. He's just walking away. And he even has a cell phone. And you see he's on a boarding. He's got Ramesh. He's on the boarding pass, and you got the ticket. If this is not him and it's just some guy scamming, I mean, possible. It seems highly unlikely, though. It seems highly unlikely. So, boy, miracles do happen. I want to end the video, obviously saying, for the 243 other people that didn't survive, my heart goes out to their families. And this is the first major passenger jet, crash since the one where the collision with the Black Hawk helicopter. Both appear to be human error, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see to find out more if they ever do tell us the truth. I hope you were informed by this video. If you were, please leave a like on it, and make sure you subscribe or follow down below for more breaking updates.